More than 1,000 protesters gathered on Parliament Hill again today, just the latest in a series of demonstrations there and around the world this week to call for an end to the Sri Lankan civil war. The battle between the government and Tamil separatists has been raging for nearly 30 years. As many as 200,000 Tamil civilians are believed to be caught in the fighting. The CBC's Jeff Semple reports from Ottawa.
No more genocide! No more genocide!
For 5 straight days, thousands of Tamil protesters have lined the sidewalks in front of Parliament Hill. Buses packed with protesters arrive daily from Toronto and Montreal. These 5 say they've been on a hunger strike for almost 72 hours and are refusing medical help.
I have made an appeal to Prime Minister Stephen Harper. If he opens the eyes, I will leave. If he doesn't open his eyes, I will close my eyes.
Everyone here is calling on the Canadian government to intervene to stop what they call a genocide of the Tamil people by the Sri Lankan government.
Our goal is to get our Canadian government to impose some serious sanctions on Sri Lanka. So until we get that from our government, we're not planning to go anywhere.
The Canadian government has called for a ceasefire in Sri Lanka to protect Tamil civilians caught in the destruction.
We call upon the government to be able to let these civilians leave, as well as the Tamil Tigers.
The flags bear the sign of the Tamil Tigers, a militant group in the midst of Sri Lanka's 25-year civil war. The Canadian government considers the Tigers a terrorist organization.
The Sri Lankan army is very close to liquidating the Tamil Tiger movement.
This expert in international security says these protests are part of a last-ditch effort to save the Tigers' fight for independence.
It's the first time that this has happened in 2 decades, and that's why you see this massive mobilization of a Tamil diaspora.
The Canadian government says it has no plans to take any further action in Sri Lanka, and that means these protests will likely continue. Organizers say more buses are scheduled to arrive here tomorrow. Jeff Semple, CBC News, Ottawa.